The northwest border was settled without a fight, but it would take a war to settle the southwest border. It began with Texas. Mexico never officially recognized the independence of Texas. Therefore, they considered its annexation by the United States in 1845 to be an act of war. In addition, they disputed the southern boundary. Texans said the boundary was the Rio Grande River. Mexicans put the boundary at the Nueces River, a difference of 1,000 miles of territory. When Mexico threatened to go to war over the boundary, President Polk sent an ambassador south to try to find a peaceful solution. The ambassador, John Slidell, was authorized to offer Mexico payment not only to settle the boundary with Texas, but to also buy California and New Mexico. The Mexican government refused to even see Slidell. Emboldened by the popularity of Manifest Destiny, President Polk decided to take another tack. He ordered General Zachary Taylor to take up a position on the north shore of the Rio Grande. Mexican troops stationed on the south shore saw this as an invasion of their country and fired on the Americans. When the news reached Washington, the president sent a message to Congress. Mexico, he said, had shed American blood on American soil. Now, that wasn't exactly true. The land was in dispute, and the president had provoked the fighting by sending in American soldiers. Still, Congress saw an opportunity to gain more territory. On May 13, 1846, the United States declared war on Mexico. 2 days later, General Stephen Kearny marched west from Kansas. Without firing a shot, Kearny occupied Santa Fe and claimed New Mexico for the United States. In the summer of 1846, American settlers in Northern California, led by John C. Fremont, staged the Bear Flag Revolt. It's called that because of the flag they raised. Under that banner, they proclaimed the birth of the Republic of California. By fall, American troops arrived and took all of California for the United States. From his position in Texas, General Taylor moved south from the Rio Grande into Mexico. In February 1847, Taylor's army met Santa Anna at Buena Vista. Meanwhile, General Winfield Scott took an army into southern Mexico. In September 1847, Scott marched into Mexico City. The war officially ended in February 1848. By the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, Mexico recognized that Texas belonged to the United States and accepted the Rio Grande as the boundary between the two nations. The other provision of the treaty is called the Mexican Cession. In return for a payment of $15 million, Mexico ceded roughly half its territory to the United States. From the Mexican Cession came the states of California, which still flies the bear flag, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico, as well as parts of Wyoming and Colorado. The United States also bought one more piece of territory from Mexico. This section along the border of New Mexico and Arizona. That happened in 1853. It's called the Gadsden Purchase. The land was needed for construction of the Southern Transcontinental Railroad. It was a peaceful transaction, and Mexico did much better this time. They got $10 million for this small stretch of land. The United States now stretched from sea to shining sea.